Hello and welcome to Solely Creations. My name is Isenia, and here on my channel we plan, we get organized, we budget, cash plan, and cash stuff. If that's something that interests you, I really hope that you follow along for more. Hi there, welcome back. We are here for our second flip, and this is going to be the personal rings. So we're starting with the Dusty Rose, and this planner and my business planner, I actually created names for them. This was my very first one, and so, excuse me, has a special place in my heart, and I came up with the name Beauty. So this is Beauty and her cute little ollie clip, which I will show you what the purpose is of that in just a second. And then these have ooh, I am stuck. Where am I stuck here? That was the only bad thing about, okay. I felt like these needed a little bit more bejeweling, is that a word? More jewelry to fit her name. So I got these cute glass beads from Hobby Lobby and just came up with the theme that came up with the thing that matched the theme. And then it's got a butterfly and then a connected heart, which I thought was really cute. So just a little extra bejeweling. And then the charm that is in here is a heart, which I thought was really cute. So the Beauty's dashboard, and I don't know if you remember, but from the wallet to the personal, most of the things in here, aside from the vellum decos, are either matte laminated or like regular lamination vellum, depending on how it's doing. I prefer 3mm, and I know that's probably gonna I don't know, I think a lot of people prefer the thicker. There's something about it still seeming like paper to me, or like a good cardstock, that feels nice, especially when turning them, so I prefer the 3mm in a lot of my things. And then the quote for her is, "There is a divine purpose to everything, and therefore a divine presence in everything." I love great and heart-piercing quotes. So for the personal rings, I've got a few keys here. This is a calendar key of things that regularly go on my monthly calendar. And then these are laminated as well, because I like, these are these things I'm not so gentle with, so they started to kind of, you know, mess up at the corner, so I laminated them. Current year holidays. Oops. And then my cash envelope goals. So I came up with a minimum that I like to put in each of my binders, and then the bigger for the 100 envelope and 52-week binders. And that was just the tester, so I don't know if I'm going to update that or if I'm going to stick to it. I don't know. I think that was working, and it didn't really like hurt to set away the amount that I was setting. And then we got some of the cute sticker pictures. Another one of those floral paper clips. with a love sticker. And I did this just because I didn't want to put the, look at the indent that leaves on that sticker. I didn't want that to happen with the planner, so I just connected it like that. It looks cute. And then my annual view, which is the same. This one's laminated. And then again, as I finish the months, I will put a floral sticker. And then I do keep more stickies in here. Like, I keep stickies in all of the pockets, and nothing really else. And then more stickers in the back for the days that I want to feel sticker happy. And we've got that butterfly. This is a vellum version, and I thought that it looked really pretty in front of my table of contents. And then the table of contents, so everything in the beginning here is an introduction. You'll learn a lot about me probably in the things leading up to my sections. The priority in my monthly section is the calendar. The planner is in the weekly schedule for dailies. Memories for the journal section. Brain dump for the lists. Bills for the budget. Planning for the savings. And, ooh, look at that. I've actually got to update this. So, when I was going through the wallet flip, I was talking about how these were one, and I separated them because there was so much in this that was getting to the point like I couldn't close it. Things were starting to squish. So, I separated them, but, ooh, I have a task, something to do that... how do I want to do this? I will put it in my daily. And today is the 5th, so we will put it for tomorrow. I need to do that, update that, and this will change from cash for the envelopes to trackers, which is what I traded it out for. A collage of the girls, the same this planner belongs to. This is me and the hubby on our wedding day. Current year dashboard. Current year vision board of all the things that I want to focus on this year. Of course, to save, be successful in the things that I do. We're currently working on our backyard to give us a happy place to go to. I mean, our home is a happy place, but when the girls go down, when the puppers go down, we want to have a place to just go, to sit, relax, maybe sit by a fire on a cool night, or do some stargazing, talk, have a safe place for us to go to outside of the home and not go too far, because we're both homebodies. We don't do a lot outside of our norm. To eat better, and then of course to be debt free. And then the current monthly vellum dash or vellum decor. This is my cleaning tracker. So this is something that has been the same for as long as I can remember, even when I was living on my own in my studio bedroom apartment. The list has gotten longer for each thing, but ultimately is looked the same. So I have daily tasks, weekly tasks, bi-weekly tasks, and monthly tasks. And then I just use this as really reference to make sure that I'm hitting all the important things that I know need to get done. And then we get into the monthly section, which starts with a monthly welcome. And the monthly welcome is just a place for me to sort of reflect on the prior months and you know, sit here and talk about what I look forward to in upcoming months. I've been doing that since the bullet journaling. And it's nice. It's also like a, you know, a first journal or positive outlook on the month. So monthly section, again, these are laminated, and then they have a vellum decor right behind with a quote, "Without any risk, there is no reward." Update marker. So this is the monthly calendar, and I will use the monthly calendar as a quick at a glance for things that I need to see quickly. So I do put like when the bills are due, like if there's holidays, paydays, big bills like the car insurance, the mortgage, our anniversary. Those are things like I can just quickly turn to the monthly and tell you, oh, that's what's going on that day. And then I have little keywords that I use for like appointments and things like that. And then once a bill comes out of the account, I will put the dollar amount, and that's how I know that it's actually been paid. And then I'll put little notes depending on the month of information, like our trash and sewer is every other month. And then I sit down at the end of the month and do monthly expenses. If anything changes as far as payments and things like that, I'll do a quick note of that. Notes, tasks, FYIs, and reminders. So little things that I just need to be noted of, things that I need to do for the month, things that have been passed down from probably a while now of things, because we got married and I'm still talking about name changes with places. And then reminders of things that are going to be forwarded, like the girls' annual checkups and things like that. Those are things that'll probably be forwarded for the most part. And then I have an appointments tracker. So far we've had like my husband's annual, we had somebody come check our AC, summer. Guys, if you haven't done that yet, this was recommended from us from a loved one. We've been in the home for going on 4 years and haven't had anybody look at the AC, and we learned so much. I mean, they told us about things that weren't even open. We haven't had any air circulation in one of the bedrooms. It's the office, the room that I'm in, but it's an Arizona room, and we just assumed that it was supposed to be warmer. It has a vent, air circulates, and we didn't know that until they came to check. So if you haven't checked for summer for your AC, do it. And then my annual, and then what I'll do is, so I put the date, and then I put what it is, and then information from each appointment, and things to be reminded of for future note. One of my favorite Taylor Swift song dashboards, and I mean, come on, her and Post Malone, two of my favorite artists. We get into weekly section, take time for yourself. So then the weekly inserts are used as a general view of what's going on. The dailies are going to be more detailed as far as like schedules, things I have to do when I'm working, when my husband's working, actual information related to appointment, like those. That's where everything was like so detailed. This is just a general view. So if I need to make like a quick decision and just need a little bit of information, I know there's not going to be a lot on here. The dailies are kind of hard to weed through. So I put the the temperature for that day, what payment is due, and I check off when it's paid, holiday information, paydays, a little tidbit about an appointment, what we're doing for the weekend, those types of things, and then just general information about priorities that I want to focus on, to-dos that we need to get done, and then information related to what's going on for the week. And then for weeklies, I like to have 2 weeks done. So for the current week, that's what will be filled out and continue to be worked on throughout the week, depending on what's going on. And then I already have the foundation for the next week, so then I just have to go in and add things as they go. This has worked wonders for me, and I don't get lost in the sauce. So I definitely prefer to do that. So that is something that we'll be working on soon here, is the next week, because we're coming to a close on this week. For the weekly, I keep an important completed tasks list. This is something that I will keep for the entire year. And then if it fills up, then I'll print another one and keep it together. And this just helps with those important appointments. So annual appointments, vet appointments, inspections, our AC maintenance, account information, those types of things. That way I know for the next year, for anything that's reoccurring, when it happened the prior year, and to make sure that it gets done if it needs to get done before that time. These were the magnetic bookmarks that I was talking about that I get. They're, I'm pretty sure, Happy Planner that I got from Hobby Lobby, and these just keep like my extra inserts together to know that these are not filled. But I will get one of those here soon to make for next week. Next we get into dailies, and for dailies I always have a today marker, because it's something that I can just from the bottom turn to, and I know I'm going to look at this 500,000 times a day. So like I said, these are more detailed, so I'll put like when I'm working, when my husband's working, which I didn't do for this week. His working situation is changing anyway, so like he pretty much works the same. We've been used to his schedule for 5 years now, but that's going to change here this month. So then I'll do like a detailed list of what I need to get done that day, and then as things come up, I'll fill in the days and the things that I need to do. Some things there are like reoccurring things that happen. As far as my Sundays are the same. They have been the same since I started living on my own. I always do grocery shopping, I always do laundry, I always clean up and down the house. So those have been pretty consistent for as long as I can remember, but everything else will get updated as it goes. And then again, it's the same layout, because then I also have priorities that I want to focus on for specific things that I'm working on for the day, to-dos that associate with these things for the day, and then notes related to specifics for the day. And then the same thing will work for these. I try to keep 2 weeks done so that I'm always 2 weeks prepared for new things to be added. This is a wellness tracker, and what I'll do is put in a self-care activity that I did, a small sleep tracker tidbit. I have a more in-depth sleep tracker, gratitude list, and then a habit tracker for certain things that I'm focusing on. It's related to habits, which I am doing terrible with water. I need to drink water. And then see, this is the foundational. This is how it looks before things start going. How my work schedule, things that I know I need to do or make note of or prioritize, and then my Sundays. Stay the same. Groceries, laundry, cleaning. And then again, another Happy Planner magnetic clip to keep all of those empty inserts. As my second born, the day she was born. So we get into the journal section, and this section's quote is, "Always find the time for things that make you happy to be alive." Amen. This is my firstborn on the day she was born. They're twins. They look exactly alike. As they progress, my oldest is 4.5. My youngest is gonna be 3 in a couple months. You know, my youngest looks exactly like my oldest at this point, at that point of time as she was aging, and it's wild how similar they look. Different as far as personalities, but very similar in looks. Cute little picture that my oldest drew for me. So funny thing about this is I learned that having a planner even helps with children. So we have a favorite restaurant that we go to that's only known to our city, and she doesn't do, like, you can go into an Olive Garden and they give you coloring pages and coloring crayons to keep your children distracted until the food comes. You know, our sushi place don't do that. She's busy enough. But I was like, hey, I have extra notepaper, I've got a pen, she can draw. And it kept her distracted until our food came. This was a great time to have a planner. So for the journal section, this is where I will deep thought journal. So if I have something that happened that I did a quick note in my wallet, then I will come here and I will do a detailed journal and really talk about it, really reflect about it. And depending on how I feel, I can, you know, maybe decorate and do things on the back. I left that like that on purpose. Because, I mean, the stickers and things can work when it comes to lined paper, but I prefer how they look on just like blank paper. So I haven't had to do this yet, but we'll see. Things are changing as far as our stability and things, so I'll probably be journaling here soon. This is, I'm an Arizona girl, so of course I gotta have cactus. Plantage dashboard that I love for my list section. And this quote is, "You have the power to protect your peace." All right, brain dump. Brain dump, excuse me. So I've got a little master grocery items list of things that we like absolutely mandatory have to have in the kitchen. I've already started a grocery list for this week, which again we do on Sundays, and kind of general meals that we typically rotate that we will plan around. Weekly meals, so that's where I came up with, so I wrote this down and that's where I came up with how to put that in there for both dinner and breakfast. Lunches are like, I could do a fruit salad or a sandwich and be fine. And then I keep extra grocery lists, which I actually need to print more of those. I've got a quick morning routine to use as reference, and then afternoon routine to reference. Not that I really need it. This is pretty much embedded in my brain. I can actually walk around on autopilot. These are things that I do without even thinking of them. And then what I'm currently working on, so gift ideas, what I was considering for Father's Day, what I'm considering for my youngest birthday, future things to remember, so changes we need to make to our warranty, appointments that need to be scheduled and when, birthdays for other family members, random information. Unfortunately, I've got a jury summons, so information that I need to pay attention to for that. Self-care things that I can implement. There are a lot more things that I can be doing for myself that I want to do more, because what I consider self-care is like sitting down and relaxing, reading a few chapters of a book, playing Sims, like those are the things that I consider, but that's really just like alone time. Self-care should be something that I do for my well-being, and so just a list of things that I can do for that. I do have a movies tab, so movies that I've never heard of that I want to watch. And then we have, these are all laminated because these are go-to movies that we will watch during different seasons. So this is the fall season movies list, Halloween season movies list, and then Christmas movies list, which this has actually got a lot longer in the last few years. There were only maybe 6 or 7 movies on this list, and that's grown. And then random notes that I'm taking, and then again, happy planner bookmark to keep extra note paper. Now we get into the budget section. So this is my mother-daughter's dashboard, just a silhouette of me and my girl. Like, it's not me and my girls, but to represent me and my girls. And then the quote for budget is, anything worth having takes time. So this is where we get into the fun stuff. So I've got an assumption tracker that I do at the beginning of every month. I will document as far as like income, how much it is, and then total it so that I can determine how much is going into savings and how much is going into bills. And I do that on a bi-weekly basis between my husband and I. And then bi-weekly bills, and I do between pay period 1 and pay period 2. So I'll list the bill, the amount, when it, and then this is an annual tracker to show that it's been paid. And then here I have whether it's reoccurring, if it's a payment that I actually have to go in and do, or something that I forward. And with forwarding, it's, the concept is to always be ahead, a month ahead on payments, and to ensure that that's always in the bank account in case, you know, something happens. So we have month ahead goals, and then we have 6-month goals, and then we have, in the event of an emergency or, you know, like lockdown or, you know, something happens, we want to be prepared for it. So there are different ahead goals, I guess I'll call them. So everything that's written in pen is set. That's how much, no matter what, that's how it's been for the last 3 to 4 years. Give or take, like streaming services. Netflix just recently went up, I know that for sure. Spotify just went up, I know that. But like how much we spend on groceries, how much we apply towards our credit cards, any IOUs, like those I'll write in with pencil. And then so that I don't have to keep doing, unless this gets terribly damaged, that way I don't have to keep doing bi-weekly bills because it's all essentially the same. And then again, I track it annually, so there's no purpose of me printing a new one if I can do it all on one. And then I'll just erase the pencil and do it again for the next month. And that'll be the same for pay period 2, the bill, the amount, if it's been paid for that month, whether it's recurring, a payment I have to go in and do or forward. And then everything that's in ink is the same, and then everything that's not, I will go in and fill. And like with gas and electric, I mean, I guess that depends on water, how much you use. And then trash and sewer, it's every other month. And then I keep an extra one in there in case I make a boo-boo. Some boo-boos I'm okay with using whiteout, but whiteout frustrates me too with the type of pens that I use. They always look funky even then. Subscriptions lists of things that we're paying on an annual basis, when they're due, how much they are. This is actually something that we're working on cash stuffing, so we put the money away, and then when it comes time for that payment, we've got it, pay it, and we don't have to worry about it. And then this is a plan marker, so I've already got my budget planner ready to do, and that will be one of the upcoming videos coming up. We'll do that together. Minus, you know, give or take some information. I'm going to do, you know, breakdowns and things like that, but I won't do any important information like payment and things like that. I'll tell you how much everything is, but I won't tell you like how much I'm making type thing. I think that's safe. Random information related to income, which I want to keep until that changes. This is a cool saving dashboard that I made, which is again vellum. I like the way vellum looks, especially when it's like in front of something. This one's laminated, so that looks so cool. So we get into the savings section, and then the quote for this one is, "Create a beautiful life." Another plan marker, because here's where we get into the cash envelope part of all of this, what our savings goals are. So remember, we have 5 envelope binders, and then we have the 100 envelope and 52-week bigger binder. And what I'll do is, once we get bills figured out, make sure that we have everything in the account the way that we want, we'll go through and pull what's left, minus like if we need a little bit of spending money or whatever have you. We'll go in and determine how much we're going to put into our categories. And I have a bajillion, so yeah, I like to put something in all of them. For the priority binder or family goals binder, this has a specific amount that I like to put in, because this is where we want to see growth. This is nice if we can see growth, but it's something that we can take our time for challenges, personal, like that's not a priority. 52-week and 100 envelope, I have a special way I do that too. Like I have a rotation, and then like in the 100 envelope, I'll do a lower dollar amount and a higher dollar amount, so that I'm sort of like coming in towards the middle. But if I can't do that, then a little bit of something is always nice. And then long term is actually one of the newer binders that I've added, but this is also something that we like to prioritize, because it's things that we have to wait in the long term, have to be ready for. And then so I'll put the amount that we're putting into the category, the denomination, and then I'll list the dollar amounts, the denomination amounts, the totals, and when I actually do the stuffing, I'll put what the balance is after each envelope, and then put a total, so that I have a running total of what I've got combined between everything. And then an unstuffing section for like if I make a purchase or we need to pay something or taxes is due or whatever. This is where I'll notate it and put the total for it. And then I'll do that, like I said, on a bi-weekly basis. So one for the first pay period and then one for the second pay period. And because there's so many categories, I think bi-weekly fits our budget better. So I have a specific way that I want to do this, as far as like budgeting, doing the cash planning, and then doing the cash stuffing. And then I'll establish a routine for that with you guys when it comes time to budget, plan, and then actually do the cash stuffing, and then any unstuffings that come along the way. This is a dashboard for father and daughters. And then I've got a little swatch note random thing. I was deciding what pens I like and highlighters and things like that. But I've always been, as far as pens, I've used this for as long as I can remember. This goes back to my 4-inch planner way back when. But it's a big intensity fine, no bleed, writes really nice. It pops whatever you're writing, which I like. So I'll use this for like the outline of the inserts, or you know, the regular information that gets put in. And then I have a Pilot G2.7 that I use for like everything else, quick updates, things like that. Some more translucent paper, different sizes. Be creative with that. some extra random bookmarks, which are ready to move at any time. And these were the first ones that I made, where I, you know, used different florals, butterflies, and this girl reading in a window. Some more floral and butterfly decor. I really like the fly leaf. I think it just adds a little bit of stability for your planner. And I put some florals in there. We get into the tracker section, and this is something that I'll do for the today. So sleep trackers, this is where it's more detailed. I'll put in how many hours I got that day, whether it was consistent or inconsistent. The way that the arrow is this way means consistent. Inconsistent would be pointing towards each other. And then my energy levels. Excuse me, if I feel like I got enough sleep. And then I have a mood tracker. So the little key is red for angry, blue for sad, pink for happy, green for meh, and then purple for excitable. And then I'll color in a flower wherever I want and put the date. And then I think that's just a cool like coloring activity for me for mood. And then an update marker. So this is where I'll come in and update depending on when it happens. So I've got a period tracker, and that's an annual view. I'll go in and put when it starts, when it ends, when ovulation starts, any notes if I need, although that section's pretty small. I could use the back too. Oh, actually, I added a note piece of paper so I can put like symptoms and things like that that are out of the ordinary. And we're coming up on July. What's today? Yep, we're coming up on July. As you can see, period is pretty consistent. Has been since the day it happened. Oh no. Some of these like to get stuck in each other. I keep them slit. They're easy to take out because I update them separate from the planner. Okay. Alright, and then I have an anxiety tracker, and I did it like a pixels concept. And so green is hardly anxious, pink is slightly anxious, purple's mildly anxious, blue very anxious, and then red overly anxious. And then I'll go in and I'll color in a square for each day, and then also annual view. And then I put some notes just to have as a reminder, whether it's for myself or for somebody else who may need to, if something happens, like with my anxiety, sometimes I can have panic attacks. You know, I've also been triggered very quickly into anger bursts. So something that I'm tracking and trying to manage, but some of my notes, like overly anxious may lead to panic attack, slow increase of anxiety may lead to outburst, triggers may cause anger, fear may increase anxiety at a fast rate, talking does not help, I just need silence, do not overcrowd, please, and then time alone helps, which it does. Just need a quick breather, level myself out, do a quick meditation, and then work through. This has been something I've been dealing with since as long as I can remember. I think it's gotten a lot better. I mean, look, more green than anything else. Even nothing for the year, nothing past mildly anxious. And mildly anxious would be like a change in my routine, because I love routines. This is also something why I like planning. Routines make all the difference. And then I have a book and series tracker. So what I'm currently reading, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I'm still in the first book. That's the first book I've picked up since I got pregnant with my first. And I used to be a really good reader. I need to get back to that. And then a series tracker. So what we're currently watching, we're rewatching Game of Thrones and House of Dragon, just to get us caught up for the second season, which has already started, but you know, these are series that we like, so we're gonna stick to it. And then for this one, I laminated this vellum decor, and it says, "Learn because you are human, love because you are divine." And then back here I have some photos, which I won't show, family photos, memories that I print on my Kodak printer, and they fit perfectly in these card slots. And then some more of the floral pictures that I really like. And then I keep some extra tabbies in case this one gets bad, because this one's a not regular tabby, like it could come off on and off. And then some extra bookmarks in case I need to mark something off. And then some extra note paper back here. And then for the personal back envelope, I'll put like household expenses and things, household related receipts, which I also keep a digital copy of things in addition to my inserts. So that's what I use the Paperclip for. I will keep the prior week's inserts in here. I've already archived June, so that's why there's only one thing in here, but we'll get ready to put the first week of July. And that's what I use the Paperclip so that it stays there. And then I will use that as reference when I'm doing the next week's. And then once I feel comfortable that I'm not missing anything or I don't need to forward anything, then I'll archive it. And at some point I will show you my archive system. And then I keep the inserts for 6 months, and then I'll keep a digital for as long as I need, as long as I feel. 7 years feels right, because that's how long we have to keep everything else. Alright, so that is the personal planner. And the charm likes to fall out, so I'll just tuck her in there. I don't know, that felt weird. There we go, okay. Alrighty, so as always, if you'd like, don't forget to like the video. If you want to talk about something, or if you found something in this video that is encouraging you or inspiring you, definitely leave it in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. And if you want to continue on this journey with me, don't forget to subscribe. And until the next video, bye guys.